Wait. Don't drink this water.
Why?
Because we don't know if it's safe. Let's test it. Free, safe water is available at our school. We have about 8 locations that are working on the campus. But how do we know if it's really safe? Today we'll be comparing our own personal test to data from lab tests to see how safe the water is and if it's good to consume. Let's go. All right, we're gonna be collecting samples, labeling them, and then testing them. Sample number 1. Fun fact, most contaminated water comes from the plumbing, not from the water supply. Hopefully this one doesn't have lead. I'll hold these. Seems like this filter needs some serious maintenance. Let's try it. Okay. Now we're heading up to the track to test the water that athletes use every single day. Yeah, look at this, bro. Look at the bottom. What the hell? Close up on that, bro. What the hell?
Yuck.
Ew. Did you know that public drinking fountains were originally a health innovation in the early 1900s? This was an alternative to share cups, which could easily spread bacteria and germs. Good to know. Now we're going to go ahead and test all these waters and see how safe they are. We have a kit from an online website, and we'll be comparing it to actual live lab data when we go in for our interview. Let's start. Now, we wait. Our tests have concluded that the water is pretty normal here at NHS, but we have seen a consistent trend of the majority of fountains containing high levels of pH, resting around 9. So watch out for that.
Hi, I'm Pablo Ramudo. I'm Water Quality Supervisor and Lab Technical Manager at Northern Water District.
Awesome, and today we're going to be talking about some procedures and cautions of Novato High's water system.
Okay.
Let's begin. So what is your experience working with water safety and regulations?
So my entire job is making sure that the water that's delivered to all of our customers meets the regulatory requirements for safety and health. So we want to make sure that the water is not only safe to drink, perfectly safe to drink, but also tastes good and meets all the expectations of our customers.
Awesome. And what specific contaminants do you test for in your laboratory, if that's heavy metals or bacterial contaminants?
Sure, we test for a whole range of contaminants. So we are monitoring for bacteria, and so we look for indicators that make sure that we can disinfect the water and keep contamination from entering throughout the system. So indicator bacteria, we test for all sorts of different kinds of chemistry in the water to make sure that it stays clean.
Are there precautions for school tap water? There are differences between public tap water? Is there more testing done for schools?
Not really. Most of the testing that we do is at the point where we put water into our distribution system. There are a few tests that we test out in the community. So we want to make sure that the water goes into the pipes perfectly clean and continues to be clean by the time it gets to our customers. So we treat the schools just as any of our customers. The water must meet the strict standards. We have had some special monitoring programs for the schools. Most recently in 2018, we tested all the schools for lead.
And during that test, did anything come up specifically?
Only one sample had any lead whatsoever, and it was just a trace amount above the detection level, and that was at Novato High.
And so what were the precautions following that to make sure the water is safe and could be used in the future?
They took that water fountain out of service. did some investigation and replaced the plumbing. And then I believe they put it back into service.
And so our final question, pretty broad one, is the water at Novato High safe to drink?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And I appreciate your time.